So it took me a few days, but I have moved up from the Mahan to the Benson, and I am getting her outfitted now. You see her in her very, very drab stock skin, no camo or anything like that. We will look at that in a bit, but we need to upgrade her. Now, when I got her, the first thing I did was picked up a captain, and in retrospect, I probably should have just used one of my captains from one of my other ships. That would just cost me a little bit of free XP to and Elite Commander XP to retrain him for the Benson. And I will keep that in mind next time. I thought, well, yeah, 900,000 credits, that's all it costs to bring on a 6-point captain. And I was thinking, yeah, 900,000, I can afford that. I had about 4.5 million, I think, and I was comfortable with that. And so right away, I had 6 points to play with, and so standard startup loadout for me is preventative maintenance, and I have last stand, and then I have survivability expert. All right, so then I went into her equipment, and I started loading out my standard loadout here, and I went with the main armaments mod 1 and then engine room protection systems mod 1 because I like to hit what I'm shooting at. And then I went here to my fourth slot, and I was going to go for steering gears, and I needed 1 million credits. Well, I'm short. I only have 378,000, and then I get over here and I need another 2 million. And so, and I would really like to have the concealment systems for a DD. You don't want to be spotted. If you can um, stay hidden, then that is your bread and butter in the game. And so I was going to go for the steering gears because when you do get spotted, it helps you dodge those incoming shells. And when I need to open water gunboat, you definitely need that. Well, I did right away move up to hull B. You absolutely have to do that. And all of these ships move up to hull B because hull A is so much weaker. So I need to find those credits. So here is a place where you can often find some extra credits. If I go in up to your name and then drop down here to inventory, you go into your inventory and you see all the things that you own. Now I've already been after this earlier, so I have not, I don't have everything on here, but a couple weeks ago I cleaned these out. But if you look on here, everywhere that you have an A in parentheses there, that says you still have your hull A. You own it. You could technically switch your ship back to using those, but that is not the ones that you really want. So I'm going to sell that. That gives me 345,000 right away. And then I can go down and I can sell Farragut's hull A. Now, you don't want to sell your hull B because that would sell that ship. And maybe you don't want that ship, but I tend to keep all of them. I have seen where ranked battles needed you to use Tier 6, for instance. And so if you sold all your ships up except for the ones that you're really grinding, then you wouldn't have that one available. Well, anyway, so don't sell any hull B, but there are a couple other things on here that we can go after that are really cheap. Now, I wouldn't sell any of my expendable bonuses. Those really help you when you're needing credits and XP and all that. So I wouldn't get rid of any of those, but something that is always nice to get and then sell rather than use are these camos. So I have 4 of these, and they're nice looking camo, but they don't do anything for you, so might as well sell them. They're a resource. All right, so I'm going to sell all of those. I have 5 of the frosty fir trees, and some of these I don't think they look all that great anyway, so I'm not going to miss them. This one I have loads of on my regular account, and this one too, and they just look pretty gaudy. I don't like to put them on my ships. You can't sell any of your permanent camos if you have those, like for a premium ship. You can't sell those, but you can get rid of all of these expendable camo. And I had no idea I had so much of some of this stuff. The Sea Smackdown camo. It says it's a rare camo, huh? Okay, well, whatever. And Shadow Lurker. I kind of like that one when it was worth something. Okay, so that took care of all of my camo, except for these guys. These are the cheap expendable ones that I keep those on. Now, I never sell the economic bonuses, and I never sell flags. Those are actually useful and help you out in battle. But the next thing I can look for after we got rid of all of our Hull A and got rid of our more expensive camo is I'm going to go through here and look for my stock modules. So if I go back, so this is the Mark 12 torpedo that I have here on my Mahan. If I go back to Mahan, there she is, and I look at the equipment that I have on Mahan right now, okay, this was the stock torpedo, the Mark 12. Well, I upgraded and got the Mark 15s. So that means I can sell this Mark 12 and it won't cost, it won't hurt me. Same thing here for the Mark 7 fire control system. I have the Mark 7 Mod 2. This is the Mark 7 Mod 1. So, okay. So selling my Mark 12s there. Selling my Mark 7 Mod 1 there. And the stock module for the Farragut. And sell those. Alright, so here's Omaha's. And here's that stock fire control system. Same thing for New York. And I'll bet you I can sell those on the Wyoming also. It's not a lot, 16,000, but let's get what we can out of these. And another 20,000. Okay, now when you look up here, I have over 3 million in credits. Now I can go back to Benson. And going into her equipment. Now I can get my steering gears. That's 1 million gone. And get my concealment. There's 2 million gone. Now I'm only down to 138,000. The only other thing I'm going to do is we can put some camo on her. I have this New Year camo for free. I plan on using Benson a lot. I'll be honest, I don't like the way this looks on a ship. It just lights her all up and makes her all sparkly and everything. And okay, that's nice for this period of the holidays and all that, but the rest of the year, it just looks awful. And I can't stand it. On a ship that I'm going to use a lot, I just can't do it. So I am going to pay 22.5 and we will auto purchase that. And now she has something that looks a little more ordinary here. Okay, so now Benson is ready for some gameplay. I'm going to take her out. If I have a good battle, then I might come back and put a Benson video out. It's something that I've had some real good ones with Benson, but in a tier 8 DD, she is in tiers 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 8, 9, 10 battles, and so it can be real tricky for her. And she'll be facing some really good ships like Kid and Cossack regularly that can be very difficult for her to deal with. And she also has to deal with radar and some fast firing cruisers. So um, it's difficult to do real well with Benson, but I've been successful with Benson too. So I'm sure she'll get featured at some point. All right, so we're going to call that one. It is an early morning on New Year's Day, so I got up early and thought I'd get a few battles out, and then I noticed that I had all the ship XP that I needed on Mahan to go up and grab Benson. So here she is, and I'm ready for her debut. So have a good day. I hope the new year is a good one for you, and wish you some happy hunting if you play warships.